Bernard last night, and he is, I paid.
What did he eat?
Very healthy things like fish and pasta, but he's totally focused. I've never seen him this focused, and physically as well, physically and mentally, totally focused. He is really ready to make that history and take what he really believes is his. And he said a lot, he talked a lot, he really feels this is it, the talking is over, and really, I mean, every word of it, enjoy the fight. He really means that. He means don't miss it, watch it, be part of it. Like I said at my speech.
So you're not bringing the belts with him? You brought the belts with him?
I think he kept them in Philadelphia because he's going to keep them anyway. So why bother bringing them back and forth? But I understand the WBC, the diamond belt, which is a belt which so far has only been won by Pacquiao, is going to be here. So the actual belt, and so all the fans are going to see actually a world championship belt.
The trainer seems really upset today.
I think the whole team is sort of like, they're very nervous, obviously, and they're young. You have to understand, Pascal is a young kid compared to Bernard Hopkins, and I think there's an intimidation factor. He clearly is, I think, out of his comfort zone. He is like seems to be a bit nervous, and all that are things which Bernard Hopkins is a master at exploiting. He's a master at that. And the way he sets things up is just absolutely perfect. I mean, think about it. For Bernard to come here and say, enjoy the fight. And then when it is Pascal's turn, he says exactly the same. Because these are mind games. These are mind games, and Bernard Hopkins is clearly winning these mind games.
Do you support anything that he said back in New York when he said that he's going to kill him in the ring? In New York, when Mr. Hopkins said that he's going to kill Pascal in the ring, you can't support that.
No, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a sport, but Bernard, you have to understand Bernard to understand the statement. For Bernard, this is like how serious he is. He is like, I was in another fight. I think it was the Carver fight where he told Carver, looked in his eyes, and he said, if I would be you, I would kiss my kids goodbye because you don't know if you're going to come home. So he says these things because he really believes that this is war. And you know what? Let's not kid ourselves. Of course, I would never support something like that. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is that everybody comes out okay and is safe. But it is a dangerous sport. It is a dangerous sport, and Bernard Hopkins, who has been in that sport for so long and has seen so much, understands how dangerous of a sport he is.
How important do you think mind games are in a sport where two guys are just trying to knock each other senseless?
Well, I I do think that it does give in Bernard. I don't think there's anybody else in boxing who is a master at playing the mind games like Bernard Hopkins is. So I think they are not that important for anyone else, but I think in Bernard Hopkins' case, because he is so good at it, I do think it sort of like sets the foundation of success in the ring.
It was a sellout crowd in Quebec. It will not be the case in Montreal. Are you disappointed of that?
Well, I still think it's going to be, first of all, the venue here is bigger. I think it's like fits like 3,000-4,000 people more, I believe. And so I do believe we are going to have 16,000-17,000 people at the Bell Center. Financially, substantially, the gate will be substantially higher than it was in Quebec. So I'm extremely thrilled to be here in Montreal for the second fight. And I still think, when people are going to sit back and think, you know what, I can really witness something special. I can be there. I for once, would have loved to be there when George Foreman became heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody's talking about it. I wish I would have been there to have said, you know what, this guy is the oldest guy ever to become heavyweight champion of the world. So now you are here in Quebec, in Montreal. The weather is not that great, it's rainy. So why don't you go on Saturday night to the Bell Center for $35? You can be there.
Any
and if Hopkins wins, you win history. And if Pascal wins, then you were there too.
What will the gate be about?
I don't know. I would have to ask Yvon Michel, but I think it's going to be in the $1.7 million, $1.8 million range, maybe even more.
Can you talk about the decision to go with HBO instead of Showtime?
Well, HBO, Showtime had no dates available, and or the dates would have been later on in the year. I think maybe August, September, something like that. So that didn't work because Bernard Hopkins, 46 years old, wanted to get back into the ring as quickly as possible. So we checked if we could get a date in May from Showtime. It was impossible, and so we had to we took the fight to HBO. But Showtime did a terrific job promoting this fight. HBO did a terrific job promoting this fight now here. So either way, I'm very happy.
Can you talk about why Bernard decided to sign a 3-fight deal with HBO instead of just committing for the one fight?
Well, why wouldn't you? If you get an opportunity at age 46 to sign a 3-fight deal with the premier boxing network in the world, give me the pen. When do I sign?
If he wins Saturday, what does he have left to prove?
Well, that's the thing. When you're Bernard Hopkins, there's always another challenge, and there's always another opportunity. And you could have asked the same question when he beat Antonio Barber. But that's Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is a very, very different person than any other fighter, frankly, any other athlete you ever interviewed or ever been around with. And more power to him.
Schaefer, what's your explanation for the fact that this